It really was an explosive read. New figures, though, published by the ONS have revealed that the UK's top regions for divorce... Right, now, this is it, people, OK? So, do you know that just under half of couples get divorced now? As somebody who's just got engaged, this doesn't bode well, but at least I don't live in Norwich, which is apparently the top divorce city. So it's got a divorce rate of 12.8%, but that is higher, apparently, than the national average. And reasonable behaviour is the #1 reason for people getting divorced. I mean, it's never reasonable behaviour, is it, to be fair? Adultery being responsible for around 14% of marriage breakups, and the average UK divorce rate, and this is what I was talking about, is estimated at 42%. So 42% nationally, and if you believe what you read here, let's just round it up, 13% of people in Norwich will be divorced. I've got some interesting stats here as well about the age range of this, but I'll go into those shortly. I also want to reveal to you the top reasons why people argue in the home. But I'm joined now by divorce coach Sandra Davison. Sarah, thank you very much. I mean, this is pretty bleak. I mean, as somebody who is potentially about to get married, will you just advise me not to?
Well, no, absolutely not. This isn't for everybody. So people listening, if you don't panic, it really doesn't matter if you do live in one of these areas. Honestly, if you have a good relationship, you've got good communication, you're going to be okay. It's for those people that aren't communicating and that there are problems festering. That's where you can learn from this and maybe do something now to avoid that.
Can I ask, before I talk about some of the rows at home, what does a divorce coach entail? I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, it's an interesting job title, right, Patrick? I help people to cope better with any kind of breakup. So the emotional roller coaster that you go through, and also the practical challenges that you face. So maybe becoming single again, moving home, becoming a single parent, confidence issues, especially if you're coming out of a toxic relationship as well. How to take your power back, recover, learn the lessons from the past so that you can go on and move forward and be happy again.
OK, now I've got a list here of the top reasons why there are rows in the home, OK? And #1 is not turning the lights out after you've left a room, apparently. #2 is not wiping down kitchen surfaces even, I should say. So, yeah, the not turning the lights out thing I can definitely relate to. Leaving wet towels lying around, 17%. What to watch on the TV? I can believe that, although that argument is sorted if they just watch GB News, to be fair. But yeah, how should people try to make sure, frankly, that they, with the best will in the world, don't require your services and don't get a divorce without one of them just turning into an absolute doormat?
Absolutely. I think it's about communication. Everybody is different, and it's about acknowledging your differences, not trying to sweep them under the carpet and not allowing things to fester. Hopefully, if you say to your partner, I find it irritating that you're dropping your towel on the floor, then in a healthy relationship, that other person should then respond to that by making an effort at least to hang their towel up more often than not. So again, it's working together. And I think that's the basis of any good relationship, is getting that communication. Not allowing those problems to be swept under the carpet, because that is the biggest challenge I see, Patrick, with people coming to me saying, there's been a lot of issues for a lot of years. I didn't want to bring it up because I don't like conflicts. I wanted to avoid that. So I've said nothing. But now, it could be one small thing that breaks the camel's back. So again, addressing those issues, planning around them, absolutely.
Now, Norwich has the highest divorce rate compared to any other area in the UK, with a staggering 12.8. We're rounding it up, 13%. Following Norwich, we've got Hastings and then Blackpool, with both 12.1%. I mean, I don't want to cast aspersions onto any of those places. I don't know whether waking up in Norwich, Blackpool or Hastings has got anything to do with the fact that you want a new life. But the average length of marriage in the UK at the time of divorce is 12 years. It's not a bad run, a 12-year marriage, considering you've probably been dating for a few years before then as well. And the UK divorce age average for women is 43.9, and for men it's 46.4. I've got a producer here, actually, who will remain nameless, who's just turned 46 and a half years old, although he never married. So I suppose he's out of that cushy window now. But is that the age when people decide, look, I've still got a bit of life in the old dog yet, I'm sick of the way you breathe in the night, I'm going to try my luck with Sandra from next door?
Well, yes, it could be. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons that this happens. But I think, like you say, 10, 12 years, you change a lot in that period of time. You're not the same person that went into the marriage. Often, if you've had kids as well, the dynamic will have shifted. And we change over time. That time, you're talking about mid-40s. Again, you're getting to that age where you're thinking, right, what's next? I'm approaching 50. What's life going to look like? So a lot of people do reevaluate their life. If kids are leaving, again, that can be a big part of when people break up. It's called empty nesting. When they leave, the kids leave, they go off to university or go off and get jobs, then suddenly you're left staring across that breakfast table with someone thinking, what actually do we have in common now? Because we used to do all the things for the kids. Now what do we do? So again, there's so many reasons. But going off with Sandra from next door, maybe take some time to think that through, because quite often the grass isn't greener.
Lovely stuff. Sarah, thank you very, very much. I really enjoyed that. Sarah Davison there, who is a divorce coach, just reacting to the terrible news to the people of Norwich that, yes, look around you now, the people of Norwich. The next time you're at a dinner party, OK, you'll see the people there. Well, you just know that 13% of you are not going to be a couple in the next year, but we always like to keep it light here on GB News.